the Luxbaum Chair of Mentoring Kids Works. And what we try to do in our program is to lift the children up to be better than they are now, and to be productive citizens in the community, and so on. So it's our wish that we educate every single child in the state of New Mexico. I want to congratulate Lynn and Lou for their honor today, and I want to thank all of our sponsors of this program. And carry on and enjoy the program, and hopefully we'll see you around. And if you see fit, kindly make a donation to Mentoring Kids Works in their honor. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Anna Martinez. We're here at Violet Crown today to welcome you to the Salute to Tutoring and Mentoring. I'm currently a board member at Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico and a former mentor. I came into the program as a first-generation Latina, as a first-generation American, and it meant to me a lot to be able to work with these kids and see how much of an advantage we were to them. Mentoring for me meant that I was suddenly a person for a student who had nobody to go to. I would work tirelessly to make sure that after they left me, they were going home with no work to do and no worry that there would be nobody there to help them. That's why mentoring means so much to me. I think I would have benefited immensely if I had been in a program such as this one, and I want to make sure that students coming after me have that thing that I didn't have, that support system, and have a bigger opportunity to achieve their dreams, because all in all, that's what they need. Now I'd like to introduce to you the director of our program, Louise Yaki, and she will be your host for the rest of the evening.
I'm Louise Yaki, and I'm the director of Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do on a daily basis in the mentor-mentee relationships. What we do is we get together with children who are reading below grade level. We use high school and college students to mentor and tutor the kids in different strategies in math, in reading skills, homework, social emotional skills. And on a typical year, when we're not in COVID, we spend about 120 hours a year with the children in one-on-one relationships. Now, our mentor tutors are paid. We raise money for them to be paid so that this can be their job, so they can be dedicated to this job in addition to their academic schoolwork. If you'd like to support our work, please visit the link that you see on your screen now. So today, in this special program, we are going to be honoring two really important people in the community. Lynn Heffron, who placed tutors in classrooms around the city, around the district, to help students in one-on-one and in the classroom setting. She did that as a volunteer. The second person that we are going to be honoring today is Lou Finley. Lou was a volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club for almost 20 years. She had a program called Rockets to Reading. I'd like to show you a video that I made with Lou talking about her program and the importance of mentorship and tutoring in the small children that she worked with at the Boys and Girls Club. Hi, I'm Louise Yaki. I'm the director of Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico. And on behalf of the entire board, Lou, we are so excited to have this opportunity to recognize everything that you have done in this community for children.
Thank you.
So I'd like to talk with you about what you have done for children in Santa Fe over many years of living here. I understand that you worked with the Boys and Girls Club. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, yes, I did. It was back in 1995, 6, somewhere in there where I started. And I did work as a volunteer there for 16 years. And over the years, I developed a program called Rocket to Reading for the children who came there after school. And it was a tutor, and it was actually to help them with their reading. But as it turns out, it was more than that, because the children had a lot of problems with their family problems and so forth, as happens with a lot of children. And so it turned out to be a lot of mentoring as well. I usually had, in the beginning, between 25 and 35 children every day, and I did it 3 days a week. But I had wonderful volunteers from the community that helped me. And I realized that the mentoring part was very important to improving the reading.
Well, I remember meeting you and was so excited to hear about your dynamic background. If you would take a minute and just tell us what your background is, because you're not a retired teacher.
No. Well, no, I have done a few other things. Yes. Well, I was originally, after I got out of college, I went into advertising as a copywriter, and did that for many, many years. And then at the end, I was working for my husband, who owned an advertising agency. He followed me into the career rather than the other way that usually happens, you know. And so then he was selling out his business, and I started into real estate, and I did real estate, and then I got tired of that because it was too, you know, that just wrings you out, I have to tell you. And so then I opened a Southwestern American Indian art gallery in Los Angeles. And I had that for a number of years. And that's what got me to Santa Fe. You know, I came to Santa Fe a lot to buy for the gallery and so forth, and to meet with the American Indians. And so that's how that came about. And that was my last career, besides helping the children here.
Right. And I think you're a really good example that mentor tutors don't need to be future teachers. So I want to say again, thank you for everything that you did. You had an impact on children's lives for the rest of their lives. They will remember you. Don't you remember your teachers?
Yes.
Yes, they will remember you for the rest of their lives, and the people that you brought to them. And children who are mentored are more likely to mentor others. Yeah. So that is wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you, because I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. So you've really been a role model for me in knowing that it's going to have an impact. So
thank you.
Isn't Lou a real Santa Fe treasure? Now I would like to take you for a special treat, Santa Fe favorite, Jono Manson.
Hey everybody, this is Jono Manson coming to you from the Kitchen Sink Recording Studio, centrally located in beautiful downtown Santa Fe. Thank you all so much for tuning into this event honoring mentoring and tutoring here in New Mexico. And please do consider helping the cause by visiting the link that you should see on your screen somewhere right about now. I'm really honored to be a part of this, so thank you so much for having me. There's a fog rolling in down by the water on this day when the sun should be shining. Though I've lost track of years, I count down the hours, and there's always a silver lining. Silver lines the water's edge, silver lines the tide, Silver lines the forest as the sun goes down. Silver lines the quiet, silver lines the ground, silver lines the stillness of our sleeping town. There's a storm rolling in over the mountains on this night when the stars should be shining. And though they're hidden from sight, I still make wishes, and there's always a silver lining. Silver lines the earthquake, silver lines the fire, silver lines the twister and the hurricane. Silver lines the will, silver lines desire, silver lines the sound of the pouring rain. Even through the darkest times, if we only close our eyes, from within silver shines. And now the dawn is rolling in to scatter the darkness into bright light, all dressed up and shining. And though the dusk lingers near, we can wade through the morning, and there's always a silver lining. Silver lines the sunrise, silver lines the day, silver lines the way we move and the words we say. Silver lines the promise, silver lines the fear, silver lines the shadow as it fades away.
Now I'd like to show you part of an interview that I had with Lynn Heffron, our tutor volunteer placement extraordinaire. We would like to thank Lynn Heffron today for all of the important work that she has done in the Santa Fe community and in the schools by providing tutors in classrooms and to students who have needed help. Lynn, we're so happy to be with you here today. We really want to hear about the work that you have done in the community over the last few years, providing tutors in classrooms and to students. Can you tell us how it is that you became aware that there was a need for tutors, and what you found out once you started working with tutors and the students and the classrooms that needed help?
Well, Louise, first of all, I want to thank you, because Mentoring Kids Works is sort of congruency with what I've been doing as well with tutoring and creating tutoring and mentoring to some extent. You've been terrific working with kids, and you know very well as a teacher what it's like when you discover that in New Mexico and in Santa Fe, specifically where we both live, that students are behind in reading, in math, and at all different age groups. We all know from research, and I, a former teacher as well, that if a child gets out of 3rd grade and they can't read and write, their prospects for their future are really diminished, meaning they won't even graduate from high school perhaps, much less have a career path. Therefore, when I was now living here in Santa Fe and having been a former teacher, retired teacher, it seemed to me that I was looking around this community. I found an organization called Interfaith Coalition for Public Education, and they were holding talks about education problems in the state and in Santa Fe specifically. There was a gentleman there, Rob, who was tutoring in physics over at Santa Fe High, 3 kids. And he said, come on with me over there one day. And I did. And then all of a sudden, oh, this is Jonathan Hack. He's a math teacher here at Santa Fe High. By the way, they could use some math tutors. Now, all of a sudden, this was the fall of, 2014? It's been 6 years ago. And I ended up with Jonathan and about 6 teachers wanting math tutors specifically. I had not majored in math in my life, so you can imagine it was like, well, let me find some tutors for you, which is what I did. So I began to recruit and find people through interface help as well. We went to churches. I have to say the Santa Fe, New Mexican newspaper was helpful because in their local supplement they can ask, you could put at the bottom, we would like to have tutors for XYZ. And I began doing that on a regular basis. Once I started building up a tutoring base of people in the community, it then became easier because they started referring people.
And you've done work in elementary schools too, where you've provided tutors.
Right.
What would you say the little children have gained from working with the tutors that you've brought in?
I think over at Sweeney Elementary specifically, and a bit at Cesar Chavez, I think that the students are enjoying this because they're full of energy, and if you can sit down as a teacher with a class of 26 kids and keep their attention, it doesn't work out always. So you can have a tutor in the room helping the teacher during the class period, not separately off with the children, but in the class, sitting there at the desk with 3 or 4 kids, helping them with their math, showing them how to use building blocks to do basic addition. So I think that the students have relished our tutors. In fact, they would run up to the tutor and hug them when they came into class because some of the tutors are just so giving.
I think one thing that you may have a challenge with that I don't have a challenge with is that 85% of our mentor tutors are bilingual and actually come from the neighborhood that many of the children come from. And it's even fun to see the cousins, one was a mentor and one was a mentee, or 2 sisters, or that see them working together, and the bilingual aspect. And then the young children who come to Santa Fe, which is so much part of the current news situation, coming to Santa Fe from Central America, and they speak absolutely no English. And our mentor tutors with Mentoring Kids Work are there to make them feel welcome and comfortable, and that this is home now. Absolutely. And there are people here for you.
Well, as you well know, I did a presentation a year ago, perhaps, at the invitation of the public school district, and I did it in front of the school board here in Santa Fe. And the big call for action at that moment was, please, can we have some bilingual tutors step forward because of the very thing you're talking about. We do have a few, including people in our community who've been in the Peace Corps in Honduras or Guatemala, that kind of thing. So I'm pleading with you too, if you are bilingual and want to be a tutor for the Santa Fe Public Schools and connected to Mentoring Kids Work, please let us know. Please contact us. We're desperate for you. Thank you.
Well, again, Lynn, I'm thanking you from everyone at Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico for all the work that you've done in the community. Honestly, you were a role model for me when I first started with this organization 4 years ago, and you helped me get connected with people in the schools to get our programming going. So I have a lot to thank you for in my own career, and for the children that we help every single day.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Louise.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn, again, for everything that you've done for this community and for the children. And speaking of someone who works hard for the community, Let's listen to a message from our mayor, Alan Weber.
Hey everybody, Mayor Alan Weber here from City Hall with a salute to mentoring. Ever since I became mayor in Santa Fe, I have had a relationship with a young man. I'm supposed to be the mentor, but we all know that it runs both directions. So I can tell you that there is nothing more gratifying, fulfilling, or significant in our community than that relationship with a young person, where the older person gets mentored by the young person and the young person gets the benefit of experience. Well, Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico makes that happen in our community. And it's important to recognize the hard work and the heart work that goes into mentoring. I want to send a special message of appreciation to Lou, Finley, and Lynn, Heffron, who've tutored and mentored students throughout the city. Thanks to both of you for all your hard work, for everything you do for Santa Fe. There's nothing better than taking the role of a mentor and strengthening our young people, giving them a future where they know they are appreciated, they are cared for, and they matter. That's what Lou and Lynn have been doing. We are so grateful to them. And we want to send a special thank you to Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico for all you do. Thanks, everybody. It's important, it's critical, it's the future. Take care.
Hey, my name's Fernando. I'm a mentor for Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico. What it means to me is it's my way of giving back to my community. In a lot of ways, I've received mentoring and I want to be able to give that back. But not only do I get to help students, I also get to see them flourish. I get to help them with their goals and meet them right there. So I've actually been a mentee since I was in about 7th grade, and that was one of the most meaningful experiences for me. You know, ever since I was in 7th grade, I knew that I wanted to aspire for big things, and I was able to really develop myself and grow through mentoring experiences. So much so that I'm one of the first in my family to go to college. And that's why I want to be able to give that back to my mentees. So through my experience in mentoring, I've been able to connect with, a few students. However, there's one student that comes to mind when I think of my mentee, and his name is Nick. I met Nick about a year ago, and our relationship has really gone through a lot. We first met before COVID-19 broke out, and I was able to be there and support him, not only academically, but also emotionally. And I think that that's one of the most fulfilling things that I've experienced with him. Being able to really just kind of listen to his experiences and tell him that it's gonna be okay, that was sometimes the best part of my week. Because I know that I've been in situations where I was down and I had people to help me up, and being able to give that back is truly a gift.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Kitchen Sink for another song. Is there something in the water that has this wild effect on me? I dream about a good man's daughter, inclined to spend her time with me, so I can do the same for her, fulfill the promise that's in her eyes, and take her with me on all my travels and never ever say goodbye. Devoted to a shared vision that we may never understand. Committed to a joint endeavor, our hearts but drum beats to the time at hand. And I would want her to do what she wanted. I wouldn't bother her or question why, as long as we kept one single promise to never ever say goodbye. Love comes calling on occasion. It stays a while, then it moves along. But at the time it seems a simple equation falls to pieces when you're gone. Time passes through me and I try not to count it, 'cause I can't stop it or put some by. I wanna wrap my arms around it and never ever say goodbye. Never ever say goodbye.
We hope that you are enjoying the musical performances by Jono Manson, and stay tuned for one more. Thank you, Ned Jacobs and your Allstate family of agencies for sponsoring us this evening and for bringing Jono to us.
Hi, my name is Celeste Herrera and I'm a current board member and former mentee from Mentoring Kids Works New Mexico. Mentoring is important because you have the opportunity to foster a relationship with the mentee that will really make a powerful impact in their lives. It gives you the ability to show someone an opportunity or give an example that will undoubtedly impact their life. You have the ability to help someone grow and provide them resources that will play into their future. And most importantly, you are sometimes that safe person for someone to go with, the anchor that in their lives that they might not otherwise have. Mentoring goes beyond socioeconomic barriers or cultural circumstances, and it allows both the mentor and mentee to grow on a deeply personal level. Mentoring has been so foundational in my life that I made the switch from being an early career engineer to becoming a teacher because I knew it would make a more everlasting impact that I was deeply passionate about.
Thank you, Celeste, for your important message about the significance of mentoring in your life and in the life of mentees. I'd like to also thank this evening Chevy Cadillac of Santa Fe and the Violet Crown, both sponsors of this program. If you find that what you heard today is important and exciting, please visit the link on the screen and lend your support to our important mission. Now, to finish up this event, I'd like to welcome back Jono Manson, Santa Fe's favorite singer.
Thank you, Louise. It's a real pleasure for me to be here, and thank you all so much for joining us. I'm walking on a high wire. I got 3 balls in the air. The crowd is hoping I won't fall, but I don't care. 'Cause I got wings inside my clothes. I got angels on the other side. And I got enough love in this heart of mine to just enjoy the ride. I'm standing on the edge. The wind blows at my back. And down below, the whistle blows on the old train track. I'm sailing on the ocean. Sharks are swimming everywhere. They smell my blood above them, but I don't care. 'Cause I got wings inside my clothes. I got angels on the other side. And I got enough love in this heart of mine to just enjoy the ride. Now I don't waste time wondering what's around the bend, where this road is leading, or when it ends. It's a rusted roller coaster. Ride it if you dare. The scaffold creaks and shudders, but I don't care. 'Cause I got wings inside my clothes. I got angels on the other side. And I got enough love in this heart of mine to just enjoy the ride. I got wings inside my clothes. I got angels on the other side. And I got enough love in this heart of mine to just enjoy the ride.